Hey everyone, I'm going to do a quick lecture on your final research paper outline and the annotated bibliography. I'm going to do another video on the actual prompt and the research paper itself. So I'm going to switch to Canvas. Okay, so as far as the outline goes, this is just to help you kind of get started. Obviously, you want to go over the prompt first and then refer to the week 5 discussion in which you're going to talk about the topic of your choice. So what you're going to do is you're going to fill out the research outline template. So it is a doc, so you can just literally type into it. So whatever your topic might be. I had a student in the past do vaping, so maybe that's the topic you're going to do. Or maybe you're going to do, Black Lives Matter. Whatever it is, that's where you would type that in. And then for all of these different questions, you're going to literally just type into them whatever you want as much as you need to. So just type within the template. I want you to use this template specifically, okay? So if I see outlines that aren't using this template, you're not going to get credit. So you need to use the template. It keeps you organized. It helps me grade faster. So essentially, you're just going to start with an idea, something you're curious about. Why do you care about it, right? Some preliminary questions. So what do you already know about the topic? Preliminary fact finding. So this might be where you start to look at Wikipedia, start to look at Google, start to just look at some, basic research. Then you're going to start refining the research question, right, to get more deep. Like, what specifically do you want to kind of look at? And now where it comes to data, like this is where you're going to just start posting some of the research that you're finding, right? And then you want to react to it too. You don't want to just have whatever it is. And then your thesis or findings. For now, you might just have a question. It's okay to not have a thesis starting off. You might just narrow it down. When I give you more feedback on your research template outline, I'm going to give you specifics on how I think your thesis is shaping up to be. And then you do want to have opposing viewpoints. Now, it doesn't mean it has to be pro-con. It could just be different perspectives. So, for example, let's say someone's doing, Black Lives Matter. So you might have a perspective from like a socialist kind of perspective, or you might have a perspective from a teacher, or you might have a perspective from a historian, or you might have a perspective from a scientist. Like those are different perspectives. They don't necessarily have to be in opposition to each other, but you just want to bring in those different types of perspectives. As far as your works cited, you don't have to have it in proper MLA, but I do need to know where you're getting your sources. So you could put a link to the source itself. You could actually get your works cited page started. This kind of take a while. So whatever you want to do is fine. Again, it doesn't have to be super long or super formal. Okay, and then I did post an example so you guys can kind of see what it's supposed to look like. I always find examples to be very helpful. So this is a student that did chain migration. So you can kind of see how they filled it out. So they didn't exactly fill it in the box, but it's still in the same kind of organization format that I wanted in. But you can see like there's a lot of information. It makes it really helpful for me. And then her works cited page is just basically like links. Totally fine, right? It's not in proper MLA. It's all right for right now. You're just starting out. Okay, so there's that. And then keep in mind this is due on the 16th. Okay, now for your annotated bibliography. So you did kind of do one for your library literacy tutorial. This one's going to look a little different. I like to do mine in a way that is going to just make it easier for you to do your essay. So a quick little template. So this is kind of how we organize it, right? It's kind of like a mini paragraph. You're already used to doing the first part, the citation itself. But then we start to get into more things. So like little sentences on how did you find your source? So like, I went on to Wikipedia and I was able to find it through this thing, or, I saw it on the news, I looked it up online, whatever it is. Then you're going to have the source summary, just quick review of what the source is about. Now, this one's really important. This is the evaluation of the source. So this is where you can tell whether or not this is a source that's credible, right? You're going to talk about what is their credentials? What is their expertise? Why should we trust them, right? You want to make sure that that's a trustable and reliable source. And then relevance to the search topic. So this is the part where you talk about how you're going to use this in your research paper. It doesn't mean that you have to use this source. You may change it. but you do need to have at least 5 sources. And again, this is how I'm going to make sure that you're on track and can give you good feedback. So remember, at least 5 sources. I also provided an example annotated bib so you could see what they look like. So again, you're used to seeing the citation here, and then underneath is the paragraph. And you should have 5 of these, 5 citations with the paragraph attached, okay? So that's an annotated bibliography. And what's great about this is once you do this, you're done. You just attach this to the end of your research paper. I will be giving you guys feedback on this to make sure that all your citations are correct and that I think your sources are, credible. So just keep that in mind. And okay, so that's it. So if you guys have questions, please let me know, and good luck.